There is a cruel truth, a devastating truth that every evolutionist, every fundamentalist, and every individual who stands atop the pyramid of power quietly agrees upon. That truth is this: we must use every means, at all costs, to prevent the ordinary person from completing the process of original financial freedom. The original fundamentalist theory sounds complex, but you can understand it simply. It means reaching a point where you possess enough capital so that you no longer have to sell your time to society. You don't have to sell 8, 10, or 12 hours a day. You no longer sell your time, your physical power, or your valuable energy just to make ends meet. You simply live off your capital gains. And when you reach this point, you have achieved the minimum threshold of financial freedom. But this freedom is not what the media is selling you. It's not about mansions, supercars, or $30 million dollars in the bank. No, if your needs are intentionally kept low, if you are content to live simply, you can survive comfortably on the annual interest generated by a reasonable amount of capital. That guaranteed passive income is enough for you to live without being forced by anyone, a manager, a boss, or a bank to do this or that job. You gain the right to wake up on a Monday morning and decide to read a book. You can spend 3 years learning a new complex skill. You gain complete and total control over your own time. But here is the core issue. This financial freedom is the one thing the capitalist machine never wants you to achieve. Why? Because if everyone has passive income, if everyone is truly free, who will work? Who will sit in front of the computer screen for 8 hours? Who will drive the truck? Who will labor tirelessly for 12 hours a day to create value that accrues not to them, but to others? You need to understand that financial capital is not created by anyone. It is merely a tool, constantly redistributed, distributed by those who don't have capital to those who do. And for that system to operate, they need you. They need you to remain a permanent worker, forever chasing the next paycheck. Therefore, all the tools of the capital industry, all the media, all the advertising, all the aspirational content you see have only one ultimate purpose. It is to prevent you from completing the original capital accumulation process. Welcome to Krama Chronicles, where we expose the silent mechanisms of the world's greatest traps. The first chain is consumerism and the anti-saving machine. This is the most delicate and cruel weapon used against you. They don't forbid you to save money. No, they simply make saving money seem utterly pointless, stupid, and fundamentally shameful. They use media, influencers, movies, and manufactured trends to aggressively throw imagined values and harmful beliefs at your head. Money decides happiness. You must have a house and a fancy car to earn love. You must experience everything now. Young age is only once. They turn spending money into a measure of success. They turn indulgence and travel into a mission of youth. And you afraid of being harmed, afraid of being abandoned, afraid that you will be judged as a failure. If you don't own a luxury item by the age of 30, jump into this consumption race. You jump into spending, into buying, chasing after those imaginary, fleeting values. You run after idealism, and you will spend everything you can earn. And when you look back 10 years later, you have great pictures of fancy trips, the latest phone, but an empty savings account. You have successfully destroyed all opportunities to accumulate your capital. You have done exactly what the system wanted. The second chain is the upgrade trap and debt addiction. If the propaganda machine fails and you start to save a little bit, they deploy the second chain. This feature is attached to a very subtle, innocent-sounding lure upgrading the quality of life. When you save enough for a down payment on a luxury item, the banks in the advertising immediately advise you to purchase. Upgrade your life. You deserve that new car to cover the sun and the rain. Your partners need to see that you drive a car to trust you. And when you save enough to potentially touch the minimum financial freedom limit, they immediately advise you to buy a house, a high-end apartment paying for 28 or 30 years. And all of this voluntary servitude is attached to the deceptive markers. Invest, enjoy, build a nest. But what is the final true goal? It is to withdraw every last penny in your pocket and ensure that you return instantly to the starting line. You think you own a car, a house, but in reality, you are in permanent debt to the bank. You are forced to work relentlessly just to service that debt. You think you own a house, but in fact, you have just signed a 30-year high-interest lease. You dare not quit your job. You dare not restructure your life. Because if you lose your income for 3 months, the bank will come and seize your house in a minute. You have voluntarily placed the chain on your own feet, and you have been successfully locked into this machine. You are no longer a free person, you are a high-end debtor. If you recognize these chains in your own life, please take a moment to share this video. Awareness is the first step to breaking the trap. The third point is the full picture, the Robert Kiyosaki diamond. This is why those two chains exist. Society is divided into 4 groups. The largest group is the employees, tenants E, who sell time and effort for fixed wages. The next group is the self-employed S, who have more freedom, but still sell time and effort. If they stop, the money stops. The last 2 groups are the business owners, B, who use other people's money and time to create profit, and the investors, I, who use their capital to work for them. The system is perfectly designed for the owners and the investors to benefit. For these 2 groups to grow exponentially, they need a large, reliable supply of obedient capital and labor from the tenants. The 2 chains above consumerism and the upgrade system exist to do one thing: to lock you permanently into the employee-tenant group. By withdrawing your hard-earned capital, they guarantee that you will never have enough liquidity to move to the owner or investor quadrants. You cannot invest without capital. You cannot build a business system without capital. You only have one choice: to return to the tenant group to sell time and effort. You work all your life to make money for the very people who put you in this trap. It's the principal trap. It sounds simple, but many people work 40 years, from the age of 25 to 65, and turn into weak, powerless squirrels in a cage. When they have no value left for their labor, the system simply replaces them with dust. So how do you break this trap? How can a squirrel like you start an escape? How can a normal person, starting with little income, complete his own self-sustaining financial cycle? The answer is simple. It's the exact opposite of what the media is telling you. And it is the only thing that can guarantee your freedom. Step 1, save generously to buy time, freedom of mind. It doesn't matter how much you earn in a month. What matters is how much you save. You must free yourself from the poverty mindset, the mindset that says, I earn $2,500, so I must spend $600. You have to cut down on unnecessary spending. You have to stop showing off and comparing yourself to others. You have to fight with yourself. Every time you decide to buy a new item, ask yourself, do I need this, or does the system want me to need this? Even if you only save a small amount per month, it won't make you rich immediately, but it will give you something infinitely more precious than money: the right to choose. When you have a small emergency fund, you gain the right to quit your job if you meet a cruel manager. When you have a moderate fund, you have the right to reject a meaningless, low-paying project. When you have a 6-month safety net, you have the right to quit your job for 6 months. What to do in those 6 months? To think. When a person is stuck in a loop, he can never get out of it. He has no time to stop and think, which project is more valuable? Which life is more promising? Only when you free yourself from basic labor dependency will your mind be truly free. Step 2, use time to upgrade your knowledge, increase value. You need to understand that time has a thickness. Some people work for 1 hour and earn a very low wage. They are on the lower level of value, doing repetitive tasks. Some people work for 1 hour and earn thousands. They are on the higher level. The system wants you to be on the lower level. Now you must use the financial freedom gained in step 1 to buy 3 to 5 years to learn and develop your potential. You use those years to learn high-value, high-demand skills: coding, specialized design, AI integration, advanced sales, data analysis, or law. Learn any skill the market pays a premium price for. This is the hardest step. Your friends will be changing cars, buying houses, but you must hide. You must invest every moment in the only thing that no one can steal: your skill, your intelligence, your brain. Step 3, complete the capital cycle and transfer. After 3 to 5 years, your productivity will reach a new, higher level. Your working day will be worth far more than your old one. You can deal with the junk. The system's trick is to let you calculate your lifespan over 30 years. The strategy of the escapee is to use 5 years to upgrade, and then only 2 years to accumulate the final capital. Total time 7 years. 7 years for an escape. Step 4, execute the transfer and achieve freedom. If you accumulate the required capital in 2 years, you have won. You have officially achieved minimum financial freedom. You don't have to go to work anymore. You have broken the system's rules. Now you have the full right to make your own decision. You can continue to work for passion, or you can quit your job, send that capital to the bank, and live a slow, intentional life. Or this is the beginning of the real game. You use that capital to move to the investor or business owner quadrant. You build your own system and hire people from the tenant group to work for you. You have become a machine owner. This journey is not for everyone. It requires discipline and painful awareness. If you are ready to fight your own consumerist habits, please comment below. I am ready to buy back my time. You will have to fight against the giant machine that you are currently using every day. The question is, do you want to be a squirrel stuck in that machine for the rest of your life? Or do you want to learn how to run it? The choice is yours. Start right now. Start saving your first penny. It's not about making a fortune right away, but about buying back your freedom of thought. We upload new chronicles exposing the structures of power every week. Click the notification bell to stay vigilant.